Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to my today's session. Today I'll be talking about human skeleton. So humans are vertebrate and supported by an internal structure or internal skeleton made of bones. And if the human body composed of 300 bones at their birth, but whenever by the time the adulthood is reached, on that time some of the bones have fused together and to give a total of 206 bones. Okay, and the human skeleton has several functions and it protects many important organs like the cranium. So before going to the detail, I would like to show the parts of human skeleton. So just let's see. This is a total human skeleton and I have written the parts of these. See, so this is cranium and this is maxilla and this is mandible. So these three parts together is called the skull. Sometimes actually we used to say, or we say that the only cranium is the skull, but no, actually the cranium and the maxilla and the mandible, these three together is called skull. Then see, this is that we used to say the collarbone or the beauty bone. This part is called the clavicule, and this one, like this part, this two part is called the scapula. So this two is pectoral girdle. Okay, now see, this is sternum and this is ribs. This is a long bones actually on our chest. So this is sternum and this is ribs. So these two rib cage. And if we look at our hand, so this part is actually humerus and there are two bones together and there is a space in the middle are empty. So these two part actually, this is a long bones, humerus, and this is radius, and this is ulna. Okay, so these three, humerus, radius, ulna, these three together forearm. Okay, now see the wrist. Actually our wrist is the carpals and this is metacarpals and these are phalanges. Understand? So this is hand. Now see, this is our vertebral column and this part is sacrum. So this is vertebral column, vertebrae and sacrum, and this one is coccyx. Well, so now this one is pelvis and the lower part is the pubis. So this two is pelvic girdle, as we say that these clavicle scapula is the pectoral girdle and these pubis and pelvis actually the pelvic girdle. Now let's talk about the legs actually. Like this is one kind of long bone that I told you. Humerus is a long bone, the sternum is a long bone, and the pelvis is a long bone, and this is femur, also a long bone of the human body. And there on the joint there is a part, this is patella and this is tibia and this fibula. Okay, so femur, patella, tibia and fibula. Okay, and now the ankles of the legs, it is tarsals, metatarsals and phalanges. Like we told in hand, carpals, metacarpals and phalanges. Like in the leg, tarsal, metatarsal and phalanges. So this is all about the human skeleton and the parts of the skeleton. So whenever I will talk or I'll be discussed about the human skeleton, so if you know the parts, then it will be very easy to make you understand. Okay, now so what was I'm telling, that human skeleton has several functions and it protects many important organs, like the cranium protects the brain and the rib cage protects our heart and lungs and the vertebral column protects the spinal cord, and also bones make the components of red blood cells and what is the platelets. Okay, which are made in the bone marrow of larger bones like the sternum, femur, pelvis, so on. Well, and the human skeleton can be classified into the axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton forms the axis of the human body, and it consists of 80 bones out of 206 bones, and the appendicular skeleton is the skeleton of appendages, and it consists of 126 bones. Okay. Anyway, so bone is a hard substance made of, because it contains calcium salts, especially the calcium phosphates, and outside the bone looks like actually dead, but it's a living organ made of cells, and these cells are called osteocytes. And actually osteocytes arrange themselves, osteocytes arrange themselves in a ring called Haversian system. This ring is called the Haversian system around the canal. See, there is a canal, and this canal contains the blood vessels and nerves. See, these are the bone cells, and this is a canal, and this Haversian canal contains blood vessels and nerves. Okay. And these cell osteocytes along with protein fibers makes the bones very hard, stop bones being too brittle and easily broken. Okay, and the presence of this cell, osteocytes, means that bones can repair themselves whenever it is broken. Understand? Well, so now let's talk that what can I tell about that matter. Actually, I have to write. It is okay. So there are different types of bones, like the flat bones, long bones, short bones, irregular bones, and sesamoid bones. So let's talk the example of these types of bones, like what can I tell? Long bones, already I have told, like this. See, this is the humerus, femur, sternum, pelvis. These are the long bones. Okay, and flat bones, occipital, parietal, frontal, and short bones like the carpals in the wrist of the arms and the tarsal of the ankles of the leg. These are the short bones, and there is also tiny bones like ossicle in the ear. You have already listened. And what is the irregular bones? Irregular bones of the pelvis is pubis. Okay, like this is the pelvis, and the irregular bones of the pelvis is pubis, ilium, scium. These are the bones of the irregular bones. And lastly, sesamoid bones. Sesamoid bones actually are found on the joint throughout the body, like the patella in the knee. Already I have told here, between femur and the tibia fibula there is a joint, and in the joint there is a patella. This is actually the sesamoid bones. Well, so the middle of the bone, see, already I have drawn here a single bone. It is like, what can I tell, femur. So the middle of the bone is composed of spongy bones, okay, with fewer calcium salts that makes the bones less hard. Okay, and this makes the bone space like a sponge, and these spaces are filled with bone marrow, which store fats and produces red blood cells. Okay, and outside the bone, see, outside the bones there is a tough what can I tell, outside there is a hard material, okay, and composed of compact bone, and outside or covering the outer surface of the bone there is a tough membrane called, and it is called the periosteum. Okay, it is called periosteum. Well, and one thing is that we have to remember that already I have told that. So, but you have to remember, we have to remember that in the embryo, our bones start off made of cartilage. Okay, but as the embryo grows, the cartilage gradually replaced by bones. And this process is called ossification. It's very important to know. See, this is ossification. Ossification, this process is called ossification. Okay, and this process is nearly complete by the time whenever a baby is born. But cartilage remains present at the ends of the long bones because a person's long bones grows until they are in late teenagers. Okay, so another important matter is that the bones do not grow in length at their ends, but what can I tell? But in a child, the bones has a region of growth made by cartilage. So whenever the cartilage grows, the bones get longer and becomes ossified. That is the fact. And another important matter is that we have to know something about the cartilage. Cartilage is a tough but flexible tissue containing cells called chondrocytes. Okay. And this chondrocyte secrete a matrix with various types of protein fiber. Okay. So during childhood or a healthy balanced diet is important for that bones growth, because the calcium is needed for calcium salts, and vitamin D is needed to allow calcium to be absorbed by the body, and the lack of vitamin D or vitamin D causes rickets. Okay, so it's very important. And we have to know another important matter is that though bones stop growing in adulthood, but the internal structure of the bones changes continuously throughout a person's life under the influence of diet, general health, exercise, and hormones. Okay, this is the thing. And so now let's talk about something about the muscles. So there are actually three types of muscles, like skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle. Skeletal muscle are attached with what is skeleton. Okay, and it is described as a voluntary muscle which is under conscious control of the brain. And these muscles and these what can I tell? The next muscle is the cardiac muscle, is found on the heart and is not voluntary. It's involuntary muscle because it is not under conscious control of the brain. And last one is the smooth muscle. Smooth muscle is what is also the involuntary muscle, and it is found in the gut, bladder, uterus, sperm ducts, and in other organs. Okay, so this is something about the human skeleton. Okay, so no more today. So thank you very much. Oh, that already I did draw whenever I was telling, like this is as I saw or as I told to you, cartilage, whenever cartilage just grows, on that time the bones get longer. See, this is a cartilage already. This is a bone like femur or humerus, so there is a cartilage. See, cartilage in bone, and then whenever it grows, cartilage, whenever cartilage grows and cartilage become ossified, see, in this position the bones actually got longer. That is the fact. So thank you very much. No more today, and all the best. Bye.